part 2, we circle the relative pronoun in each sentence, then write 2 sentences of your own that use relative pronouns. So I added a couple of things here. So relative pronouns link a relative clause to a noun or pronoun in the main clause. Relative pronouns link a relative clause to a noun or pronoun in the main clause. So most common who, whom, whose, which, that, and what are relative pronouns that are used. So let's go to our sentence number 9. The boys who live next door to me have a playful brown dog. So what did they add to this sentence? Like, could we take out this piece right here and still have a sentence? The boys have a playful brown dog. Yes. So who live next door to me is what links the main clause. So we're going to circle the relative pronoun. We would circle who because who is what ties in the new part of the sentence, because the boys have a playful brown dog is the main sentence. Let's look at number 10. My grandpa, who lives in Michigan, likes to fix up old cars. So same thing, we have a whole sentence, my grandpa likes to fix up old cars, but we wanted to add a little bit more to learn about grandpa. So we added who lives in Michigan. Number 11. The sweater that I borrowed from Elena has a hole in it. Okay, the sweater that I borrowed from Elena has a hole in it. Do we see any of these words as relative pronouns? Yes, that. The sweater that I borrowed. So we're going to circle that because the sweater has a hole in it is the main sentence. We added that I borrowed from Elena. Number 12. The Greek festival, which takes place in August, is held at the convention center. Which? Because the Greek festival is held at the convention center could be the whole sentence. But we added details, so we know now that it takes place in August because we added a linking clause. Daniel's email, which I received yesterday, includes the schedule for his trip. There's which, because Daniel's email includes the schedule for his trip. The dress that I bought you today is similar to mine. There is that. The dress is similar to mine. But we added that you bought today for more details. The piano students, whose teacher is Mr. Randall, will be performing at 8 o'clock. Right there we've got whose, because the piano students will be performing at 8 was a whole thought in itself. The bees that we ordered last spring seem to be doing very well. That. The bees seem to be doing very well is a whole sentence. And then you can write whatever you want for these two. Page 8. There are 24 hours in a day. The times from midnight through 11:59 in the morning are written as AM, and the times from noon through 11:59 at night are written as PM. Write the correct times. So here we have 3, because that's the small hand, right? So 3 o'clock PM, 9 o'clock AM, 3:30, So they've labeled these as PM, AM, and AM for us. So then our problems are going to be write the time that is 50 minutes later than clock A. So we know that A is 3 o'clock PM. So we're going to make it 3:50. And we're going to use the same time because we're just adding 50 minutes. 20. If you add 12 hours to clock A, what time is it? So it's going to be the same time, right? Because it's 12 hours later. It's just going to switch PM to AM. 25 minutes earlier than clock B. So clock B, 9 o'clock. What is 25 minutes earlier? So we know it's 9 o'clock. It's going to be 8:35 a.m. Because we go back 25 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Perfect. What was the time 6 hours earlier than clock B? So clock B says it's 9 a.m., 6 hours earlier, so we know 9 o'clock minus 6 is going to be 3, and it's still a.m. because it didn't go more than 9 hours since midnight. What is 95 minutes later than clock C? 95 minutes later than clock C. We have 3:30 for clock C, so 95 minutes would be an hour and 35 minutes. So we know it's going to be 4:30. 5:05. So 5:05. And it's going to be AM still because it didn't go more than 12 hours. How much earlier is clock C than clock B? So clock C is 3:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock. So we need to find the difference between 3:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m. And it is 5.5 hours. And if you need help with that, you can email me. So our last section. Add the missing commas to the compound sentences. So this is our clue right here. We're making these compound sentences with correct pronunciation, with correct punctuation. Natalia missed the bus, so her stepdad drove her to school. This is where we are compounding or combining the sentences. So, the male cardinal landed on the feeder and its mate joined it a moment later. We are combining the two sentences. Ian is going ice skating on Saturday, and Abby is going to a birthday party. So is Abby is going to a birthday party a complete thought? Yes. It's combined with and. So we need to put a comma before and. We plan to cook out tonight, but it looks like it's going to storm. So we plan to cook out tonight. That could be a whole sentence, right? That's a complete thought. And then it looks like it's going to storm. We're combining them. So we're going to add the comma before but. Xander has a lot of homework, so we're not going to the movies. Xander has a lot of homework, so we're not going to the movies. Those are two thoughts that they're combining. Xander has a lot of homework. We're not going to the movies. So we're going to put a comma before so. The deer crossed the road and her two fawns followed. Is her two fawns followed a complete thought? Yes. So we're combining the deer crossed the road with Her 2 fans follow. So we put a comma before and. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me.